Our next speaker comes from Golden State. After more than 20 years of experience, more than 100 global projects and multiple international awards, she is still passionately curating laboratories of future for various clients. Her work and speeches onto topics ranging from trends in laboratory design to laboratory sustainability left a high impact in the world of architecture design. She is an advisory board member of SEFA, and she was a member of this year's Lab of the Year Judge Committee. Welcome, Mrs. Leslie Ashor. Dear Leslie, I have now prepared 3 questions regarding innovation in lab design, and we are now curious about your answers. So here my first question. From the moment that you became a member of Judge Board of Lab of the Year competition, you were witness of various technological approaches in laboratory design. What technological approaches or innovations you would consider important in lab design? Which technological innovation, in your opinion, left the highest impact in laboratory planning?
Yeah, so I got to be a judge of the Lab of the Year after 2015 when a project that I was heavily involved in South Australia won Lab of the Year. Once you become a winner of a Lab of the Year, you're on their radar and you can become a judge. So I've been a judge multiple times over multiple years. And one of the things, I mean, something about that project and something about other projects is just what you said. It's about what are those innovative things that people are doing in labs that make them different from other labs? And there's a couple of projects that I've judged over the years, including this year, where you look at it and you go, that's a new idea or that's a winner. And so those kinds of innovations might be in how the space is used. They might be how nature's brought into space and people feel more connected than they did in the old days where labs were just these sterile, boxes. Or it might be actual technological innovations that relate to how energy is used, how laboratories are utilized, and sustainability. So there's a whole range. And as judges, we look at all of those things. So the winner kind of has to have this sweet spot of kind of hitting on a lot of amazing things.
Perfect. Can you point out one subject from the competition that has been the biggest surprise for you concerning innovation?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of pushing the boundaries and asking why or why not. Why do we do this or why not? Why don't we do that? And so in one of the Lab of the Years that I judged a couple of years ago, there was an industry pharmaceutical company, and in their laboratory, they didn't have any shelves up above their benches. That was a huge thing because it made the space feel so much better. And they were just using just-in-time delivery. So people weren't hoarding their gloves and their beakers and test tubes and things. On that same project, they had an NMR. So their NMR, typically that would be in a separate room. This was an alcove off of their lab because with ultra shielded NMRs now, you could just have it within that alcove and people are still protected. And you could see the workflow improving and you could see people feeling more connected to their technology. And to me, that was a game changer. That was a really big difference that I thought was super exciting. So that's that envelope pushing.
Perfect. From your point of view, what are the basic criteria for a project to become a Laboratory of the Year 2022?
So first off, let me tell you, while it from the outside might appear that it's always an architecture award because typically the winners are beautiful architecture, really we look at it as the laboratories. This is Laboratory of the Year. There has to be something special about the laboratories. So while the beautiful architecture doesn't hurt, and it's pretty common with those, there really has to be something within the laboratories that makes it a fantastic place to work. It has to support the science. It has to obviously be safe. That's the driving force of all laboratory spaces. There's probably 12 different categories that we judge based on. and we can share that list with you so you can see what those are. And it's when a project kind of ticks all of those boxes really well in a really special way, or it ticks more than everybody else, rises to the top, and we say, yeah, that's the one. I mean, there are projects where when you flip through, you say, ah, that's going to be the winner. You're hearing from Jay Bargman from Vignoli and their Rockefeller University. We all knew that was a winner just by our first glance at it. There were so many outstanding things about that project. So part of it's the story, part of it's everything else I talked about. But it's got to be something that really sets it apart from other projects.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the open and inspiring discussion. I wish you and your team continuing success, and above all, lots of crazy ideas and creativity to make the laboratories more sustainable. Thank you, Leslie, and have a nice day.
Danke.